What is up, guys? Welcome back. It is your boy BigTone, and today I will be doing a Wizard of Legend Is It Worth video. Okay, so in this video, I'll kind of be going over some of the basics of the game. I want to kind of try to keep this a little shorter. We'll try to just keep it just one run, pretty short video. So we're gonna start out by showing you guys the basics. It comes at $15. 99 cents on Steam. It's a brand new game. It is single player and co-op available. They do not have online multiplayer available. You can connect two controllers or have someone on a keyboard, someone on a controller, and things of that nature. This is where you can change all of your abilities. You have a basic, a dash, a standard, and then a signature ability. Those will all be on your bottom left. So you have your basic. I just use my ability with the stone there. You have the dash here that I'm using, and then the special ability here. All right. This is the wardrobe. You can pick different mantles. These will give you different abilities and different resistances. You could have a mantle, a relic, and one of each ability when you start off each trial. These are all of your relics. You can collect 48 of each. You'll be able to see the description of what they do, and ultimately pick which relic you want to start with first. I'm going with the permafrost cube. That gives me a chance to freeze enemies. So we'll go ahead and head to the plaza. I'll show you guys a little bit of the plaza. What I like about this game is that it has some progressive type of element to it, as well as, you know, the instance in the dungeons. So these coins right here are chaos gems. These are what you earn over time. So as you enter dungeons, monsters drop these, and you can use these in the plaza to buy different relics to start with, different cards to choose from for your abilities, and then you have your mantles up here that you can buy. Once you buy them, they'll be fully available in either of the inventories from your abilities, your cloaks, and your relics to start off with. And then over here we have this trial dungeon is 10 chaos gems in order to do the trial. I'm not exactly sure what the trial is, but I'll be getting into that pretty soon. But for now, I'm just want to give you guys like the basics, the initial. Is it worth it? I know there's a lot of people who want people with a lot of experience on the game, but this will kind of show you the perspective of just buying it, what I see in the future. I haven't made it to the past the first boss. Usually what I go by is if I pay $16, if I at least put 16 hours into it, I see it as being worth it. Just off of the general game style and how it's played so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's really smooth. The graphics don't demand too much for your graphics card, obviously. So it's not like you'll be sitting here stutter stepping, and you know, you can kind of play it on almost any computer. So here we have some enemies. We're gonna try to take care of them. So what I like about this game, it has different kind of, the enemies have different type of combat, because this type of cranking and letting go, like with the bows and arrows, I haven't seen that too often when it comes to like bowman type of classes, especially because it gives you that beam that you can dodge from. The one thing about this game that I noticed is you do take a really good amount of damage when you're first starting off, but what that just tells me is that like you have to be really cautious in your approach. But it also shows me, you know, the more time that you spend with the game, the better you'll be able to know how each enemy kind of interacts and how to survive better. You have this full map. You have 3 different NPCs in each map. Probably 4. I know there's one that gives you, it's a merchant. One of them has relic options that you can choose from different relics. And then there's one that has like a gambling. You can like talk to them and they'll give you a chance at an option if you sacrifice something. And there's also like a cursed relic NPC where you can basically pick a relic that gives you a benefit, but it also comes with a negative. So this gives you a decent amount of options, and you can see how this game can build as far as the dungeon aspect goes. When you press the left trigger, or I forgot what button it is on PC, but you can see all of your abilities and the relics and exactly what they do. You can't see the descriptions at first, but as long as every time you pick up a relic or an item, just checking that to see exactly what it does and how you can use it to your advantage will probably be the best way to go. All right, so the freezing chance is obviously doing us some good here because we're seeing some freezing on. This does have, with the ledge, you can fall off the ledge, but you can also use that to your advantage by knocking enemies off the ledge. When you actually attack enemies, it stops them from attacking. This right here is our boss portal. So you use this to summon the boss. So I'll go ahead and summon this now, show you guys a little boss gameplay. I like the different bosses they have too. A lot of people say that they feel like the bosses are a little bit easier than the mobs, just because the mobs attack so fast. It can get crowded and then different stuff like that. The bosses kind of like set up and they come at you. I'm doing this boss really bad though. Usually I'll just kite around until I see him attack and then you know, keep on moving. As long as you keep it moving on this game, I feel like that's probably your best chance. Just keep on moving, trying to kite, pay attention to how enemies attack. But overall, this game is worth $16. I've played Binding of Isaac. I have Slay the Spire. And I feel like this game has a lot more potential for like coming back, just because it has that overall like every time you do a dungeon, it's not just okay, dungeon and you're done. You have some of that currency that you can use to amplify your next trip and things of that nature. So it's pretty cool that you have that option for passive progression as well as instant progression with, you know, getting better with the game, getting the drops inside of the dungeons, so on and so forth. You see, and the combat doesn't feel blocky. Like I don't feel like it's like choppy at all. I don't feel like it's lagging. I don't feel like the frames are dropping. Like it's pretty smooth. I mean, you can't ask for too much from a game that's like so pixelated. You know, at the end of every boss, you get to open up that chest. They give you potion, and you have a slight chance of getting a relic. So let's go ahead and pick up this relic, see what it does. It's a glove of Midas. Increases gold gain for all wizards. So it gives you different things like that. So that one gives me extra gold. There's some that say regenerates extra health when you're low, or you regenerate extra health when you crit. So there's plenty of ways that you could try different combos, different relics, and combine them to your liking. Like I said, the more time you spend with the game, I know this game has some combos that are good, some combos that are bad. There's also the elemental factor that you have to think about. So ice is going to do more to do more to fire. Fire do more to earth. Wait, water more to fire. Fire more to earth. Earth more to fire. Earth more to water. Sorry, I'm sorry. I had a little brain fart there, but yeah. So it has that elemental factor. So that's also something to think about. Is those elemental resistances and amplifications and things of that nature will definitely help out your run. So me looking at the map, I just fell twice and I just died. Anyways, so that was a little clip. I didn't want to show you guys the whole run. The whole run is kind of, it takes a little bit to get there. I'm still pretty new at the game. I only have 5 hours in the game. So for me, it's worth it just because I only have 5 hours in. I've been trashed just on the first run almost every time. So I feel like it's more skill based. You can't just pick up items, throw stuff a certain way and make it to the next round. You can't just, you know, get really good cards together, throw them at somebody. I feel like with this game, it's a really good progression, not only with the card system, the relics, but also in skill. You have to be decently skilled, know the mobs you're going against, how to move, when to hit, when not to hit, things of that nature that I feel like is good elements for a roguelike game, because you're thinking about progression in the sense of I want to beat the end boss, and at the same time you have to use the knowledge you know in between. What relics works best with my attacks, what attacks works best in combinations, what elements can I use to resist or do more damage to certain enemies, and ultimately how I can dodge and, you know, get my skills together to work, basically get your skill, everything together to work in a progress towards the end of the game. So for me, this is very worth it. I'll be playing this a lot. I definitely see myself playing this more than Slay the Spire. Just because I feel like the action part of it, getting gritty and doing damage with the cards you pick up and the abilities and the relics, I feel like that's more satisfying of a feeling than throwing cards at somebody, or, you know, Binding of Isaac, you're running around with that little splurge and you can hit left, right, up, down. With this, I feel like there's a lot more that you can do as far as abilities, combinations, dodging, and things of that nature. But the decision is ultimately up to you. Is it worth $16? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you'll be picking it up. If you guys have any advice, tips, or tricks, or questions, let me know in the comments or message me. Check out my Twitch stream, NotoriousBigTone. That's Twitch TV/NotoriousBigTone. If you want to watch me dance, then go ahead and check out my my Instagram, B2Smooth, BETOO Smooth on Instagram. Thank you guys for checking out. Like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Deuces.